Arriving in a foreign country can be startling at first. They have a different culture and history in Ireland than the US. Making new friends can also be difficult. But while in Ireland, I was enrolled in a semester starter program that helped me both make friends and learn about Ireland. Here I am at the historic Glasnevin National Cemetery on a field trip during this 3-week program. Another place we went during this incredible program was Trim Castle, which is the longest still standing castle in Ireland. Once at the top, you could see for miles around the beautiful landscape of Ireland. It was truly an incredible experience, and it was awesome to see where Braveheart was filmed. Here I am standing on a cliff walk in Howth, Ireland. It's about 40 minutes north of Dublin by train. In the far back, I can see an island called Goat Island, which I took a boat tour around. And on the left side, on the pier, I can see the seafood restaurants, one of which I had the best clam chowder in my life at. The next weekend, I traveled 40 minutes south of Dublin to experience the incredible hiking in a town called Bray. Next to me is my friend Zach, who I met living in a dorm-style student living. The building was called Binary Hub and had very clean living conditions and even some social events. It was a great place to live in Ireland and make great new friends. Oktoberfest was an experience like no other. Myself and 6 of my best pals, 2 of which are shown in the picture, all decided to stay at a campsite for the weekend just outside of Munich. The campground was full of young adults aged 20 to 30 from all around the world. The tents at Oktoberfest had an incredible aura to it and was very high energy, easily one of my favorite weekends abroad. Here I am in Copenhagen, Denmark, with 2 of my friends from Tulane as well. This may look like a poor picture of us, but we're all incredibly tired from a fun time the previous night. For a small fee, we viewed the city of Copenhagen from the old round tower built by Christian IV, and of course, the notorious Nihau, where we are standing. While there, I was also able to experience the unique counterculture that is Christiania. The next weekend, my same friends came to visit me in Ireland. We took a bus tour of Glendalough and the surrounding Wicklow County. As you can see, it was an incredible lake and forest range. Truly one of the most beautiful sights I saw in all of Europe. I'm pictured here with my friend James at the almost 2,000-year-old Colosseum in Rome, Italy. James comes all the way from Sydney, Australia, but I met him in the semester starter program in Dublin. The Colosseum is truly an incredible architectural and engineering feat for when it was made. At the time, it could hold 50,000 fans and many exotic animals beneath the floorboards for entertainment. The Roman Forum has always been a dream of mine to visit. Ever since my freshman year of high school Latin class, the Roman Forum has an almost lost city of Atlantis connotation to me. I would give anything to be able to walk through the Roman Forum during the peak of the Roman Empire. Me and James continued to travel throughout Italy. We went to Pompeii and climbed the famous Mount Vesuvius. Unfortunately, we climbed straight from the train station and it took us almost 5 hours to get to where we were. I would not recommend it, and I would recommend buying a bus pass the next time. While I was in Pompeii, I stayed at an Italian man's house. His name was Frank, and he's pictured here with me and James. He was one of the nicest people I ever met abroad. He was so accommodating to us. Every time we wanted to go to the train station, he would drive us. And he also recommended one of his good friends, Lil Asteria's, which was probably the best meal I had while abroad. Of course, while I was abroad, my parents came to visit. And while they were there, they took me and my 2 friends out to dinner at one of the oldest bars in Ireland. It's a pub that was established in an unrealistic year. It claims to have been established in 1198. Pretty amazing. You may not be able to tell from the picture, but this was one of the worst days I was in Ireland. It was raining, it was about 40 degrees, and the wind was blowing sideways. No matter how bad it was, the Cliffs of Moher on this terrible day still looked amazing 100% of the time. Also, while my parents were in Ireland, they took me to the Dingle Peninsula. We drove around the exterior of the peninsula and saw some of the most beautiful things I think I will ever see. In this picture, we're on the most western point of all of Europe, and right on that ledge is part of where Star Wars was filmed. Here I am at the Royal Palace in Madrid, Spain. I'm visiting some friends from Tulane. In Spain, they have incredible food and incredible nightlife, and that's pretty much what I dedicated almost all my time there to. However, I did get to see Museo del Prado hosting one of the most expansive art collections in the world. Here I am with three more friends I met abroad at my first European Christmas market in Galway, Ireland. From the left, it's Victoria, Hannah, and James. At the Galway Christmas market, I tried my first mulled wine and chimney cake, as they called it. My girlfriend had just finished her abroad study in Australia. Here we are reunited in Prague at the Prague Horloge, a beautiful medieval astronomical clock dating back to the 15th century. Also in Prague, we viewed the lovely St. George's Basilica, took a walking tour through the historic Jewish quarter, and went to the biggest Christmas markets in the world to listen to Czech rock music. During my time in Dublin, I turned 21. I had no idea, but turns out turning 21 in Ireland is also a big deal. The only rational reason I could find for it was cultural overspill from the U.S., which I found to be very interesting. In this picture, I'm drinking a pint of the famous Guinness Stout, which Dublin is home to. They say that Guinness is the best at pubs in Ireland, to which I can definitely attest. Once all my school was over, I went to Oslo, Norway, and I met my two siblings there who had come over to see me from the U.S. On the right is my twin brother Sam, and on my left is my sister. Here we are at a beautiful Christmas market in Oslo. There we tried some very peculiar elk, reindeer, and whale sausage. The last place I traveled to in Europe was Berlin. It may have been fitting that it was the most interesting city. Always good to end on a good note. Berlin had the most incredible history, much of which is very recent, such as the Berlin Wall, which came down in 1989. Now it's called the East Side Gallery and is covered for a mile in iconic art such as this Banksy.